don't know why I did that. Okay, so if it is 20 feet away, there will be 20 feet of dust. So dust is like one polythene sheet, right? It is like smoke. It is like steam. Or it is like dirty glass. Slightly dirty glass. So if you have one glass, so much will be hidden. 10 feet means one glass. No, we'll just call it one glass. If there are two glasses, the object will, if there is one glass, this brightness is gone, it has become slightly dull. Okay? There are two glasses, it's become even duller. Right? There are three glasses, it has become very dull. Right? Do we agree to that? It will become dull, right? It will become dull. Okay. Now, when there is sight, which means there is light, what is the commonest light anywhere in the world, anywhere on earth? It is the sun. Okay? When you have the sun and when you don't have clouds, the sky is blue. Actually, the sky is not blue. The light comes through ozone, the light from sun, comes through ozone and ozone gives it a blue tint. We know that, right? Scientifically we know that. It gives a blue tint. So, the blue tint is caught by the dust. So the dust is making the colors dull, lighter, dull, and because it is catching blue, it's also making it bluer. Got it? So, as objects of a same color recede from us, the colors seem to become lighter, duller, and bluer. Is that understood? Or you want me to go through it again?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay. Now I'm going to add to this. But is the logic working for you? Yeah? Is the logic working for you? Okay. That is important. The logic has to be right. There are certain definitions. Objects of the same size seem to become smaller as they recede from us. That's the definition. Okay? We can't be arguing about that. Because that's the definition. That's a phenomenon. Okay. Why does it happen? I can explain, but actually we don't need it. But if you are interested, I can explain. You want me to explain that? It's a bit complicated. You want me to explain that, or we'll just skip that? See, now I'm doing this green grass. These boats are on a grass. So I'm doing this green grass thing. As I'm doing, I'm making it lighter. I'm making it smaller. I'm making it thinner. Right? And here the contrast is high. I'll make one more contrast. Okay, here the contrast is high and the contrast is becoming less as it recedes. So when you are teaching your students the color perspective, I would expect you, I request you, and I would also expect you to draw this and show them. It's good that Sindhu, I think Sindhu asked for this, right?
No, Priya indicated.
Oh, okay, oh, Priya, okay. Good that you asked. I would have come to this at some time, because this is a. Without this, you won't remember the three perspective concepts. The three perspective concepts are line perspective, contrast perspective, and color perspective. Okay? Already, because of the color becoming lighter, the contrast becoming less, it already looks as if it is far away. Okay? It looks as if it is starting from here and going there. Am I right, or I'm just talking through the top of my head? Yeah, you agree to it. Okay, thank you.
சார் அப்போ இதுல வந்துட்டு ரெண்டு பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ் இருக்குங்கிற மாதிரி வச்சுக்கலாம்ல சார்? கலர் பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவும் இருக்கு, கான்ட்ராஸ்ட் பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவும் இருக்கு, லைனும் இருக்கு.
Line perspective. Of course, all see, when you look at something, the law of light and shade is there. Okay? The law of perspective is there. There are law of three distinct perspectives. One is a line perspective, one is a color perspective, one is a contrast perspective, and one is a line perspective. Okay? All three will be there working together. Right? Okay, how do we see distance? How do we see distance? Because we have two binocular vision. Yeah, it's because of the binocular vision. Meaning, our eyes are here. Okay, our eyes are here. Let me take pencils of almost the same size. Our eyes are here, and we are focusing on this like this. Okay? And our focus is changing as it moves away. So that angle is calculated by the brain, and it says, now you try something, hold your hand straight like that, straight like that, and close your eyes straight like that, bring it slightly closer. Try this. Hold the pencil with the tip on top, stretch it fully, stretch your hand, and then bring it closer there. Close one eye, take one finger above the pencil and bring it down quickly. Bring it down and touch the tip. Do it with both eyes open, you are able to touch it easily. With one eye, you are not able to touch it easily because you don't have binocular vision. So you are not able to make a good assessment of distance. Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Don't you think that's funny? Did you try it? Did anybody try it?
சார்
Yeah.
சார் இப்போ நம்ம பாண்ட் ஷீட்ல சப்மிட் பண்ணும்போது 3 layers ஆஃப் பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு
இல்லம்மா, perspective will be in your A4 or A3 notebook.
இல்ல சார் தியரி பார்ட் கேக்குறேன் சார்.
Theory will be written on the A3 notebook or A4. Side by side you will keep writing, na?
இல்ல சார், நான் ஆக்சுவலி ஒரு ஓவராலா ஒரு நோட்ல எல்லாமே காப்பி பண்ணிட்டு வரேன் சார். பட் அதுக்கப்புறம் பாண்ட் ஷீட்ல ஃபைல் பண்ண சொன்னீங்க இல்லையா, அது தியரி பாண்ட் ஷீட்ல ஃபைல் பண்ணும்போது இப்போ பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ் நம்ம ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணும்போது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நம்ம 1.2 பாயிண்ட் போயிட்டோம் இல்லைங்களா. இப்போ வந்து 3 டைப்ஸ் வந்து இந்த 3 சொல்லும்போது நம்ம செக்ரிகேட் பண்ணி எழுதும் போது ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லைன் பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ் 1, அதுல வந்து 1 2 3 and then contrast and then color perspective. அப்படி
அதான் better. That will be better because 1.2.3 point is based on line perspective.
Okay sir.
Okay, so that will be a good idea to write perspective 1.2.3 point. When you start with line perspective and you go to 1.2.3 point and then you come to contrast perspective and color perspective. Okay
sir.
And perspective you can actually, now for your convenience you can write it on a bond paper and keep it for your reference. When you are doing the perspective drawings itself, side by side on the paper, as I write, you know.
Sir, drawing வந்து A4 and A3
நான் என்ன
drawing வந்து
drawing வந்து நான் A3லயும் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம் சார், A4லயும் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கோம் சார். ஐ மீன் பிராக்டிசிங் drawing எல்லாமே A4ல பண்றோம் சார்.
ஆமா.
மெயின் drawing நீங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒரு முறை நம்ம 1 பாயிண்ட்ல வந்து டேபிள்ஸ் டிரா பண்ணோம்ல சார், அது நீங்க A4ல சொல்லிருந்தீங்க. and then வந்து கிச்சன் மாடல் பண்ணிருந்தோம்ல சார், அதுவும் அது A3. அதுவும் அந்த 1 பாயிண்ட் வந்து ரெண்டு 1 பாயிண்ட் வந்து ஆக்சுவலி A3ல பண்ணிருக்கோம்.
சரி,
நான் பண்ணிருக்கேன். ஆக்சுவலி A4ல வந்து நம்ம கலர் மிக்சிங் பிராக்டிஸ் பண்ணது, அதுக்கப்புறம் 1 பாயிண்ட்ல அதுக்கப்புறம் நம்ம 2-3 விஷயம் பிராக்டிஸ் பண்ணிருக்கோம். இப்போ 2 பாயிண்ட்ல நம்ம நேத்து ரோட் பில்டிங்ஸ் பிளாக் பண்ணது, அது எல்லாமே A4ல இருக்கு சார். இப்போ 2 பாயிண்ட்ல வேற ஏதாவது A3ல வந்து டிரா பண்ணனும் அப்படின்னா அது பண்ணிக்கலாம் சார். நெக்ஸ்ட்
பண்ணிக்கலாம். அதாவது A3 A4 வந்து நம்மளுடைய கன்வீனியன்ஸ். whatever we want to do we can do on A3 or A4. Yeah, tell me.
சார், நான் பிரியா பேசுறேன் சார். நான் என்ன பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன்னா, நீங்க நடக்கிறது எல்லாமே பாண்ட் ஷீட்ல மட்டும் தான் இது வரைக்கும் நான் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கேன் சார். அதுக்கப்புறமேட்டு நானாவே வந்து அப்புறமேட்டு A3 A4ல வந்து அந்த டிராயிங் எல்லாம் மட்டும் டிரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்ணிக்கலாம் அப்படின்னு சார். நீங்க பண்றது எல்லாமே நான் பாண்ட் பேப்பர்ல தான் சார் ரெக்கார்ட் பண்ணிட்டு வரேன்.
Okay, nothing. You are not losing anything because if you are going to be doing on bond paper, you can later bind it and keep it, or somehow clip it and keep it as your reference for your food and stitching.
பண்றீங்களோ அத வந்துட்டு அப்படியே நானும் வந்துட்டு இப்ப எழுதுறீங்கன்னா நானும் அத சைடுல பாயிண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் எழுதிருக்கேன் சார். அது அப்புறம் எலாபரேட்டா சொல்றத பேக் சைடுல எழுதிருக்கேன் சார். பாண்ட் பேப்பர் மட்டும்
Okay, fine. That will be helpful. As you are doing it on A3 or A4 notebook, meaning the cartridge paper notebook, I would suggest that you start doing it now itself. Whenever you find time, the main exercises. Yeah. So this one, what Ramachandran sir did, can be on an A4 sheet. Pull just that. Drapery alone. Because that's very beautiful thing. This can be on an A4. Yeah.
Mango.
Yeah, a mango you can have. Yeah.
And kitchen table, etc.
Kitchen can be on an A3.
And table A3.
Table also A3. It is your choice.
சொல்லிருங்க சார். A3க்கு வந்து 2 பாயிண்ட் பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ் நமக்கு ஒரு இமேஜ் ஏதாவது ஒன்னு ஷேர் பண்ணுங்க சார். அது நாங்க A3ல வந்து பண்ணிக்கிறது. இப்ப நம்ம பண்ணிருக்கிறது A4ல பண்ணிருக்கோம். அதுவே ஓகேவா சார் A3க்கு?
A4 if you have done it on A4, don't worry, let it be.
இல்ல சார், இப்போ A3 பண்றதுக்கு வந்து ஒரு ஒரு
A3, whatever I'm going to do today, after this, now like I wanted to show this to you before I start anything else. So, do you understand the color perspective now? Let me bring it closer.
Yes, sir. Very nice, sir. Very good, sir. Very nice.
It's clearly going away. So, I just gave the definition. Objects of the same size seem to become smaller as they recede from us is line perspective. Objects, I'm going to give the contrast and texture perspective in a different manner. Objects seem to lose their contrast and texture as they recede from us. It's the same thing. Objects of the same contrast and texture seem to lose the contrast and texture as they recede from us. Okay, that is contrast and texture perspective. Objects of the same color seem to become lighter, duller, and bluer as they recede from us. Okay, now you go to a terrace or something. No, if you are in Middle East, don't go to the terrace. They're pretty dangerous. Don't go there. Or you look at a photograph. Photographs, sometimes it's not very true. Go to the terrace and whenever possible. Whenever possible, you go to the terrace and look at trees in light and shade. Okay? The trees near you will be very bright, green, high contrast. The texture will be very clearly seen. Middle ground, the color would have become dull, slightly light. The dark also would have become lighter. The light becomes darker, the dark becomes lighter. When we say lighter and darker, we are not talking about absolutes. The gray scale has reduced. The white has reduced. The black has reduced. Okay? Hope you understand that. Yeah? Okay. Color perspective. We are also talking about, let me take it slightly higher. Shall I keep it here? No, we want the walls to be seen, right?
So golden rule சொன்னீங்கல சார், அதை ரிப்பீட் பண்ண முடியுமா சார்?
Golden division
ரூல்.
Golden division.
அது வந்துட்டு இப்போ ஸ்கை எவ்வளவு பெருசு இருக்கணும், இது எவ்வளவு பெருசு இருக்கணும், அது மாதிரி.
Golden division is a term that one teacher, long time back, about 500-600 years back, one particular teacher said, don't divide it into halves. That is during the Renaissance period. I think it is Donatello. I'm not sure. Okay. So Donatello was the first person to use perspective drawing the way we understand. Horizontal line, vanishing point. This is how it happens. He was the first person to do it. Then Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, all these people used, and they also taught. My God, my mind got distracted completely. Then what did you ask just now?
Sir, golden rule na enna?
Yeah, golden. Okay, I'm sorry.
எப்படி பிரிக்கணும்னு சொல்லி.
Yeah, okay. See, so that particular, I'm not very sure about the name, but during that period, that particular teacher who lived 500-600 years back said, don't divide it into half. Don't divide it half. Don't divide it half. Take it to a side. So naturally, a student will ask, how much? So he said, divide the page into 4 quarters. divide the page into 4 quarters. 1 quarter, 3 quarters. 1 quarter, 3 quarters. Keep the important object here. This is not a rule. 1 quarter, 3 quarter is not a rule. Then he said, or you can have it 1/3. 1/3. So 1/3 will cut here. 1/3 will cut it. You can keep your object there. You can keep your object here. If you want to keep it in the center, naturally you can keep it in the center here. Golden division, architects generally, you know what a pi is, right? 1/16 would be a repetition. Pi is a natural phenomenon that we see in nature very often. The way the leaves grow from a straight branch in a plant, the leaves grow, they keep moving like that, so that they will catch light evenly. Okay? How they move is, every movement is 1/16 less. Okay, so architects tried this out. Architects 150 years back, when they wanted to give texture to a wall, they gave texture like that, line. Generally it will be like this, so that it will be taller. Okay, so one guy said, I'm going to give, say, 1 inch. The next is going to be 1/16 less. In 1 inch, 1/16 less, 1/16 less of that, 1/16 less of that, 1/16 less of that. So that will be very gradual, but an organic movement. This is nature's way of doing it. All of you would have definitely seen the nautilus shell, which is a spiral seashell. Now, there's that organism. Nautilus has been living for millions of years. Now, strange. So, there are many compartments inside that spiral. So, every spiral will become 1/16 more. Okay, so that is known as golden repetition. So, it's just our convenience, like calling a color blue color a cool color and a red color warm color. It's just our convenience. So, this is not like if you don't believe in the ruling party, you are a traitor. No, it's not like that. It's not a rule like that. Only politicians can possibly give a rule like that. Even nature doesn't give a rule like that. So the golden division can be 1/3, 2/3, can be 1/4, 3/4, can be 1/5, 4/5, or it can reduce pi. Every reduction would be a pi reduced from the previous section. Okay, I think I have confused you enough. Have I confused you enough? You want more confusion? Enough confusion. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, how much would this be? Anyone? Quickly? No, that would be 30, right? So I'm going to give this 19. I'm going to give that 19, okay? And that's going to be our eye level line. When we are going into the interior, we don't call it a horizon line, we call it the eye level line. Sometimes we can call it a horizon line because they are one and the same. But this is generally eye level line, okay? So the vanishing point is going to be here and here. Okay? 2-point perspective. Something has got stuck there. I'll write 2-point perspective with a pen. So, a proper English writer would say, if you're going to be writing one sentence, unless it's a noun, you can't have a capital there. 2-point, interior should have been lower. No, I want to give importance to interior, so I'll make it caps. Rules are rules, but my intention is different. 2-point interior. Perspective. It is 2-point, it is interior, it is perspective. Okay? Let me see if my 0.8 pencil, yeah, 0.7, sorry, not 0.8, 0.7. My 0.7 pencil is here. Let me take that out. That will be strong enough. Okay, so that is the vanishing. What did we do? What did we plan? Bedroom or... what did we plan? Bedroom? Living room. Okay, living room. Okay, yes, yeah, why not? So... now this has to be 90 degrees. You know how to take 90 degrees with a set square and a scale, right? You know, don't you? Okay, I've kept it on the line. Okay? Now I keep the scale here. Okay? And I want another line parallel to this. Oh, it moved. You can't do this on an inclined plane. It has to be on a table. But I'm going to try. So, the whole thing slips in, so you can't do that. But can't help. I have to show you this. So I'm going to hold this like that. Now if I move my set square like that, this is my scale moved. If I move my set square like that, automatically, now I want parallels here, means I can keep it here. I keep my scale there and my set square there, and all my lines will be parallel. Yeah? You understand that, right? Don't you? Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to, where shall we keep that? Okay, I'm going to sort of move it like that, maybe 2/5 or 1/3, 2/3. Okay, and I take it away. It's not on the line. Now it's on the line. Okay. And I'm going to draw a line before this thing moves. We'll just keep it that much. Usually, if this is a box, the right side will go to the right vanishing. What happened? How did this happen? I don't understand. Did I knock against this? Okay, the right side will go to the right vanishing, the left side will go to the left vanishing, but this is interior, right? So the right side will go to the left vanishing, the left side will go to the right vanishing. Do we understand that? I'm sorry, I'm going to take the eye level line much higher because it's not working. As you can see, I'm not doing a formula work. Okay, even when I do my light and shade, I don't do a formula work. I do as I would do when I'm trying out or when I'm doing a trial piece for my professional work. Okay, so I would do a trial piece before I do the actuals, unless the work is big and very expensive. The material wise it's expensive, then I would do a trial work as a thumbnail or a slightly smaller scale work. So these changes we plan. Why did I do that? Because I wanted more space for the ground. I want more space for the ground. Now, from the left vanishing, through the bottom, that's the bottom, right? I just take it like that. From the left, through the top end of that line, குப்பை எடுக்கிற அந்த பொம்பளாங்க உள்ள எங்கேயோ போயிட்டு இருக்கு உள்ள. ஏமா why I'm warning my wife like that is for the street dogs and the birds and things like that. There is a cat also coming nowadays. We usually keep some things here and things disappear. Okay, do we understand this? I'll keep going. Okay. Now we are planning something. Somebody is calling Balu Mayavaram. Okay. Somebody's birthday, a very old friend's birthday. So I wished him, now he's calling me. Okay, now I haven't given, I usually give a pakka measurement for this, which I didn't. Okay, so now I'm trying to do something to it. Okay, that. Shall we keep it at 3 inches? Yeah.
So sorry
Yeah.
to interrupt, but can you write the measurements in the corner or anywhere?
Yeah, definitely I'll do that.
Thank you.
Definitely I do that. Okay, we were talking about the ceiling height of a building. A standard ceiling height would be 10 feet, do you remember? And we spoke about that, didn't we? அந்த கிளாஸ் வேற பேசினேன் இல்லையா? Didn't I?
Yes, sir, you told.
So,
Yeah, okay. So I was saying that air conditioning is effective. You know, it's easy for the air conditioner to be piling cold air to a certain height. Okay? That's a standard understanding. Okay, now I was just going through. I usually go through blogs and books, digital books, and so on and so forth, just to see, what other people are talking about. Okay, so nobody was talking about this air conditioner thing. This air conditioner idea, the air conditioner concept was given to me by somebody who does air conditioning, an engineer who does air conditioning. See, public places where the ceiling is very high, sometimes there is a central opening and the height would be 60, 70 feet. The air conditioner would be duct air conditioning, central air conditioning, the cool air falling from the top. The cool air doesn't have to grow from below. Okay, and now we'll talk about that later. Okay, so this I'm keeping at 3 inches. Okay? 3 inches is equal to 10 feet. That's feet, that is inches, right? How did that happen again? Okay, I have to move this. So, let's half it, let's quarter it. No, that's how we'll measure. Let's half it. 3 inches, 1.5, 1.5. Yeah? 3/4 would be that. 3/4 would be that. That would cause us a lot of problem. Okay? That is 3/4, right? Okay. So which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So let's keep it at 3. If we had we kept it at 10 centimeters, would have been much easier, but doesn't matter.
அன்னைக்கு நம்ம வச்சது நல்லா இருந்துச்சு சார். 1/2 inch is equal to 1 feet கூட நல்லா இருந்துச்சு சார்.
ஆமா, அது சைஸ் ரொம்ப பெருசா போயிடும். ஓகே, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So each division is 1.25, 15 inches. Each division is we are just talking about this space.
So total 8 points you have taken, right?
Yeah. Each division is equal to 1.25 of a foot. 1.25 of a foot. This is for the drawing. This is to say what we have taken. Okay, generally that will be useful.
Sir, scale measurementல இப்போ 2 பாயிண்ட்க்கு எவ்வளவு டிஸ்டன்ஸ் இருக்கு சார் கரெக்ட்டா?
எதுமா? What?
Scale measurementல 2
இது இங்க
the distance between
இங்க
10 distance இருக்கு சார்.
3/8 இருக்கு. இங்க வந்து 3/8 இருக்கு. இது 3/8. இது 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8.
இதுல போய்ட்டா உங்களுக்கு கொஞ்சம் ஈஸியா இருக்கும்ல சார் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட் பண்றதுக்கு. Maybe draw பண்றது.
இல்ல, actually நான் வந்து whenever I teach, what I do is I will just draw the picture like that. Okay? Say the vanishing is here, the eye level line is here, the vanishing points are here. So we take it like, suppose, like we take it like that, that is the wall. Okay. What I do is, that is 1, that is half, that is quarter, 1/8 is how I divide. This is also one way of dividing. Okay. So we don't have to exactly give it inches or centimeters. Okay. So this also will work. I'll tell you how. What would be the height of a door as we planned? 2, 3, 4. This would be 5 feet, right? That would be 5 feet, isn't it? 5 feet. Yeah? And that would be 6.25. That would be 6.25 feet. Okay. So slightly more than that would be 6.5. So that will be 6.25. That will be 6.5. Okay, 6.5 would be the height of a door. Remember? Remember that will be the top of a window. The height of the door and top of the window will be the same. We spoke about why we do that, right? Hello? We spoke about why we do that, didn't we? Yeah, okay. At least 2 people have agreed to what I said. Okay. So, now this is 1.5, that's 2.5, right? So suppose I am going to make it fall down here, it will be slightly more than that because of vanishing. Okay, so I leave about, say, 1.25, okay, and 1.25, that becomes 2.5, that becomes a little bit more than that, would be 3 feet. Not exactly, but sort of 3 feet. Okay? If I seem to go terribly wrong, stop me. No, sir, you don't have the right to make such wild guesses. Did you see how I made this parallel? There are lines on the scale, right? 1, 2, 3, that's the end. 1, 2, 3, that's the end. Okay? So I keep it here and I come as close as possible. This is where I want. So I make this line and the line on the paper parallel. Okay? I draw. Then I come out here and I want the dot is here. I keep it on the dot and I check, okay, so this has to be parallel. Now it is parallel. Did you understand that? Okay, now we said that the window will be generally 2.5 feet from the ground. Okay? 6.5 feet would be the height, the height of the window. So 4 feet long windows are the standard. My house, I think it is 5 feet. Okay? So the wider standard, the back of the sofa would generally be 2.5 feet. Okay? The height of a table generally would be 2.5 feet. So when you keep something there, it won't hide the window. Okay, so this is ergonomics. Huh? This is based on ergonomics. This is not something that is randomly done. This is based on ergonomics. Okay? Now, we want a window here. So this is 2.5. Yeah, that's 2.5. Approximately, no, like we leave that and we leave some space out here and we draw. The top is already drawn, right? So we don't have to draw the top again. The top is already drawn. I'm making this parallel. So how much is this? This is 4 feet. 4 feet by 6 feet would be a good idea. Would that be a square? Okay, approximate, visual. You know, actually this and this will not be equal. Because of vanishing, this will be larger than this. That is 4 feet. That would be 2 feet. So that would be 2 feet. That would be 6. I'm making it parallel to that. You have to remember that it has to be parallel. Okay? The door and the window are set. Okay? Now I can go into that by saying that is the window frame. Okay? This side the window frame will be slightly bigger because of perspective. Now, the same there and the same, or we can come from here and take it to the vanishing and connect it. Okay, from here we take it to the vanishing and connect it. Can go slightly higher. Yeah? Done? Now we can erase this.
சார் ஒரு போட்டோ எடுத்துங்களேன் சார்.
ஓகேமா.
அந்த பாயிண்ட்ஸ்லாம் தெரியுற மாதிரி ஒரு போட்டோ மட்டும் எடுத்துங்க.
போட்டோ எடுக்கும்போது இருங்க அதை காட்டுறேன். இது கரெக்டா ஃபிட்டா உட்காந்துருச்சு. நான் இதை கொஞ்சம் தள்ளி வச்சுட்டு நான் அதை போட்டோ எடுக்கிறேன். ஆரல் சைல்ட் இதை வச்சு நான் உங்களுக்கு அதை போட்டோ எடுத்து காட்டுறேன். நிக்காத, நில்லு அப்படின்னு சொன்னோன்னா நிக்காத. சரியா? இப்ப இது மடங்கிட்டு இருக்கிறதுனால கொஞ்சம் தகராறு பண்ணும். இருக்கட்டும். இப்ப போட்டோ எடுக்கும்போது இப்ப இந்த பேப்பரை போட்டோ எடுக்கிறேன். அந்த பேப்பரை போட்டோ எடுக்கும்போது காட்டுறேன்னா சரியா? ஏன்னா இப்ப நான் இதை காட்டிட்டே போட்டோ எடுக்கிறது கஷ்டம். சரி, இந்த பேப்பர் போட்டோ எடுத்திருக்கேன். இப்படி ஒரு போட்டோ எடுத்திருக்கேன். என்ன கீழே சாஞ்சிட்டு இருக்கு. அப்ப பெர்ஸ்பெக்டிவ் போயிருச்சு இல்லையா? அதான் டிராயிங் வந்து தப்புக்குமா. இப்படி ஒரு போட்டோ எடுத்திருக்கேன். இப்படி ஒரு போட்டோ எடுத்திருக்கேன். இந்த போட்டோவை பாத்தீங்கன்னா இதுவும் பேரலா இருக்கு. இந்த கேப் வந்து ஆல்மோஸ்ட் கரெக்ட். என்னமா?
English.
Oh, okay. See, like when I'm taking this photograph, it's slanted. Okay, it is so slanted that the paper itself looks distorted. It doesn't look like a 90 degree. It is 90 degrees, right? This is also wrong. Now if you see that edge, that is slightly tilted, if I do that, okay, that is what it is. Okay, so if I'm going to be keeping something like this, and just a second, I'll just show you. How do I do it? The white paper didn't show well, so I just thought I'll do this. Okay, so when you're taking a photograph, you have to see. I'll let it go up and show you. This is very, very important for us. See, now if you look at this, this line is parallel to this, okay, and this line is parallel to this. The camera is slightly tilted. That I'm not able to manage, because if I make it right, it comes too close. See, I can't take a photograph like that. I shouldn't take a photograph of that like that. I shouldn't take a photograph like that. When I do a photograph of that, I should see that all four sides are parallel to the margin of the camera. Okay? Now it's all four sides are right to the margin. Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not able to. Do you see what I'm talking about? See? All four sides are parallel to the margin of the camera. Okay. So now when I'm showing the camera, if I'm going to be showing it like that, will it be alright? No, you'll say, show it properly. Showing it properly is not that, not that, not that. But I keep it in such a way that all four sides are parallel to the margin of your vision. I hope you get my point. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So remember that. Take time to focus, take time to compose, and then take a photograph. Okay. Because we were not taught this. When we were asked to take a photograph, we were not taught this. This is a lesson. Probably whoever asked us to take a photograph didn't know that, so they didn't teach. So we make a mistake without knowing that we are making a mistake. Okay? So now we know we won't make this mistake, right? Okay, I think it's okay. Yeah, slightly off, but okay. So this much we have understood. Now we are going to a difficult part. We want to draw a carpet out here. Okay, how will we draw the carpet? Our measurements are here. But we know how to take a measurement on this line, right? Or on that line. This is 1.25.
சார் நீங்க மியூட்ல இருக்கீங்க சார்.
Pardon? I'm in mute. Okay, let me see. Oh God, how do I do it? I have to take it out. If I take it out, the whole thing will go for a 6. Iliam, I'm not in mute. Are you people able to hear me?
இப்ப கேக்குது சார். முதல்ல கேக்கல சார், மியூட்ல தான் இருந்தீங்க சார்.
அப்படியா? எப்படி? இல்ல வேற அங்க இருந்து போன் வருது, அதனால மியூட் ஆகுது. இது ஏன்டா அறிவு கெட்டத்தனமா அப்படி கூப்பிட்டுக்கிட்டு இருக்கீங்க? Some idiots are calling. Okay, so let me see. Let it not be one of my teachers. DFA 13. I don't know. BFA 13. Why would BFA 13 call me? BFA 13 is not mine. I had put a rubber band to keep my phone in place. Okay, I took my rubber band off. Now I'm putting it back. I hope it works. Okay? Okay. So, now we want to keep a carpet. What would be the size of the carpet? There are several sizes to a carpet. 4 feet by 6 feet would be a good size carpet. 6 feet by 5 feet. No, 4 by 6 would be good, right?
Hello.
Yes, okay. Yeah, at least one approval. So that would be 1.25. That would be 2.5. That would be 4.25. No, 4 3/4. Right? No, that would be 3 3/4. 3 3/4. 3 3/4. And that would be 5. Okay, that would be 5. So if that is 5 there, where do we want the carpet? We'll leave 5 feet from there and throw the carpet here. We'll have the sofa and things like that out here. Shall we? Or should it be closer? So that is 1.25, 2.5, 3 3/4, that would be 4 feet. Okay, that would be approximately 4 feet. So we'll have the carpet at 4 feet out there. That is 4 feet. Okay, approximation. And we will keep it. This is 1.25. We'll keep it slightly away from that. Or should it be pakka? No, slightly away from that. Okay? 1.25. So 2 feet. Okay, 2 feet away from that. So, okay, we'll keep it at 2.5 feet away from the wall. Do you understand what I'm doing? Do you understand what I'm doing? You do, right? Okay. So that is 2.5, that is 4 feet. Okay. That 4 feet has to come here, means that would be that much. That is slightly away, and that would be 4 feet. Approximately. Okay. If that is 4 feet, okay, 6 feet would be somewhere here. And if that is 4 feet, 4 feet comes here, 6 would be somewhere here. See, when I say this is 6 feet from here, the whole line is 6 feet compared to this line. From here to here it is 6 feet. From here to here 6 feet. If you take it there, see, it went there, right? The 6 feet will go and vanish there. That is the idea. Do we get it? Okay. Now do we understand this? Okay. We'll say we understand that. We want a small table in the center. That will be approximately the center, right, of the carpet. That would approximately be the center of the carpet. Right? We won't do anything there. So we want the table, we'll keep the table that big. Okay? What is the size? Approximation. Approximation. Okay? So now I'm going to draw the table size on the floor, on the carpet area. I'm going to draw the size of the table. Do we understand? Do you understand what I'm doing? Hulda, Muskan,
Yes, sir.
yeah, everyone, Bhuvaneshwari, everyone understands? Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Pardon?
Trying to understand.
Oh, try. That was terrible. Try to understand. Okay. Okay. The table is almost a square. I don't want a square, but let me just draw that. Okay, I'm drawing the plan. Okay, no, it's not a square. Okay, so the table will be there. Let me erase all the other lines so that we won't get confused. That's the carpet, right? That is the carpet. That is the table. The table is almost in the center of the. How high will the table be?
2 feet, sir.
Pardon?
2 feet.
Two.
2 feet.
2 feet? Think so? That's a tea table, right? So we are
Yes,
sitting.
sir.
So teapoy as we call it, or a coffee table as we call it. Tea table, teapoy we call it. Okay. That will be almost to our seat height, right? It will be almost to our seat height. It won't be higher than that.
Some table is little low height, some table is above also, above the seat level also. It is our wish only.
No. It's not our wish, it's ergonomics. See, there are standard houses, there are 3 kinds of tables. One is a dining table. Okay? One is a working table. One is a tea table. The side table nearer, say there is a sofa, there is a side table. There are 2 chairs, decorative chairs. There is a side middle table, side table between those 2 chairs. All these chairs will be only seat height. It won't be that height, nah? It will be seat height. Can you imagine? So it will be 18 inches. Am I right or wrong? It can't be dining table height. It can't be that height. Dining table chair itself will be higher. Like a bar stool will be very high. When we are talking about general chair, that's a different story. But certain dining chairs will be higher. Generally, we keep it at 18 inches. If we want, we can have a cushion. Okay. So the teapoy will be 18 inches. This is 15 inches, right? This is 15 inches. That is 2.5 feet. 2.5 feet is 30 inches, right? That is 15 inches, so it will be slightly higher than that, 18 inches. So I'm going to draw a line from here. Now you'll have to be very, very careful in trying to understand me.
So,
Yes, Hulda.
before you go to that, can I know the line towards the line of the carpet, which is towards the door? That line, can you show me where from where you took the vanishing point and did that line, sir?
Okay. So what I said was, the door is there. The carpet need either the carpet should be wall to wall. Okay, from wall to wall, or that should be an independent carpet. If it is an independent carpet, near the sofa, near the sitting area, it should not be near the door. Near the door there will be one footmat. Okay, so it has to be short. What will we say? It has to be, say, 4 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet from the door. Okay, so I said this is 1.25, isn't it? That's 1.25. Okay, 1.25, I take 1.25. Slightly more than that would be another 1.25, which is 3, which is 2.5. Another 1.25, which is 3 and 3/4, right? And slightly more would be 4 feet. So I leave 4 feet from the wall. That's that wall, the door wall. Meaning it is 4 feet from the door, and I take that line. I take that line from the vanishing. I take that line from the vanishing. Okay? And I say, okay, so that would be 4 feet. But now we measured it like that. 1.25, 2.5, 3/4, and so much is left out. And so that started from there. That started from slightly halfway through the door. Okay, we'll say halfway through the door. Because we want the sofa to come here. Okay, so that was drawn, and from there we took an approximate measurement. Now that, and we called it 4 feet, and we called it 6 feet. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now as you are drawing, you will know the sizes visually. The only thing you will have to be careful about is all verticals have to be parallel. This is just 2-point perspective, so all verticals have to be parallel. If those verticals go haywire, you are finished. Okay? So, what did we say? 18 inches, right? So, this is 15 inches, that is 18 inches. Right? Now, we want this to be 18 inches high, right? I'm going to draw a parallel line.
Sir, sorry. Feet na enna feet varum sir? Ipo 18 inches na?
1.5 feet na 1.5 ma. 12 inches is foot. 6 inches is half. So 12 plus 6 would be 18 inches.
Okay, sir, thank you.
So this is 15 inches. Slightly more than that would be 18 inches is what I am saying. Approximation. Okay. Now this is the plan, ground plan of the table. Now I am going to elevate the table. How do I elevate the table? I hold the frame, I go stand there, maybe in the center, and I lift the frame. I lift the frame like that. Okay, when I lift the frame, the lines will come up. Okay, I am going to draw. So these are all vertical lines, so they will be parallel. Right? So I am going to draw I'm going to draw 4 parallel lines. That is 1 point. I brought the scale here so that I can get the parallel line there, okay? Do you people understand what I mean by keeping this line parallel to one major line? Okay, you get it, okay.
சார் இப்போ நான் எங்க வீட்ல இருக்க டீபாய மெஷர் பண்ணி பார்த்தேன் சார். கரெக்டா 18 இன்ச்சஸ் தான் இருந்துச்சு. அப்போ இப்போ எல்லாத்தையும் நம்ம மெஷர் பண்ணி தெரிஞ்சு வச்சிருக்கோமா சார் இப்ப இந்த டிராயிங்க்கு?
அதனாலதான் என்னை வந்து ஏஜ் ரஞ்சித் கூப்பிடுறாங்க. The reason why I am called, that's the reason why they call me AZ Ranjit.
Yes, sir. புரியல sir.
No, I'm called AZ Ranjit. My name is AZ Ranjit.
Okay, sir.
So as an artist, as an art teacher, you have to know everything.
Every height and
Every height, yeah.
of all objects.
Yeah,
inside
when
the
I-
region.
Yes. When you go there, see, an artist is somebody who observes everything that is happening. The color difference. Oh, that is not a black balloon, that's a grey balloon. The white has a slight pink in it. Right? We can see like that. So measurements have to be there. And apart from that, as a teacher, no, I've been a teacher for almost all my life. But I've been an institutional teacher for the past 30 years, at least. Correct? Okay. But even before that, when I was a designer, I was a teacher. I read a lot. And I listen to people. And when I listen to people, I immediately come and cross-check my information. Not because I doubt them, because I want to be sure. I cross-check my information. So that is very, very important. So yes, you have to know. You have to know a lot more than anybody else. An architect will know something about ergonomics and measurements. Okay? So now, do you see that I have lifted my table? That was the plan. That was known as the plan in perspective. That is the plan in perspective. Oh, it's almost 1:30. Okay, let me just finish the table. Tomorrow, not tomorrow, we have classes on the 5th, right? Yeah. So, we said that is 18 inches, right? So, we will draw a line which goes here. Okay. So that is 18 inches. That is 18 inches means if I am drawing that is 18 inches. Okay. So now where are you? I'll have to take this line to that point. I'll have to take this line to that point and draw a parallel there. You know, one line I get, everything else will fall. So that is 18 inches. Do you understand what I did? I took it from here and 18 inches there, and I can take that to the top and draw a line that is 18 inches. Okay? Because that is 18 inches, that's also 18 inches. Okay, because that is 18 inches, that's also 18 inches. Because that is 18 inches, this too has to be 18 inches. If I'm going to be connecting this to the vanishing point, it should connect. It should connect to the third point there. It got connected, can you see? So the table is formed. Okay, the table is formed. Now, we can make a design now. That would be the center. You know, this will be slightly more, this will be slightly less. That would be the center. Okay, I'm going to say, I'm going to cut it there. maybe the vanishing would go like that, and it comes down like that. That will be slightly smaller. I curve this out. Yeah. And the table itself is slightly curved. The table is curved there. Okay. And from here, I take it to the vanishing. Well, I'll just close it. Don't worry, I'll close it on time. I'll give you a couple of minutes for you to talk about your what you think of this. Okay. Okay.
So that goes there.
So that goes there and that goes there. I'll just draw this and I'll ink it and show you how we made this. How we made this and what it looks like when we ink it. Should that be enough, or should we just bring a little bit more? Should we do a little bit more? No, that would be disturbing. We can actually have a plank out here. We can have a plank out here. Okay. That is connecting this and this. Okay. It is 1:30. Please give me a couple of minutes.
சார் லைன்ஸ் எரேஸ் பண்றதுக்கு முன்னாடி போட்டோ எடுத்துருங்க சார்.
சரிம்மா.
அந்த டைரக்ஷன் நோட் பண்ணிக்கிறேன்.
சரி. டெஃபினெட்லி. நான் நோட்புக்கு கொஞ்சம் டர்ன் பண்ணிக்கிறேன், ஏன்னா எனக்கு கை வசதி இல்லை. ஓகே. Hold on, what I said was I will turn the notebook a little bit because it's not very comfortable for me to draw that way.
Yes, sir.
You don't understand Tamil at all, Gunda?
No, it's not like that. I do understand. But when I go, it goes, the terms and all, sir. So
okay. So you don't want to miss any words.
And not only me, for even for others also.
Yeah, very good. And I always tell my students, my student friends, while we are working, I'll be concentrating on what I'm doing, and sometimes even without noticing, even without knowing, I'll be making some mistakes. I'll be saying something completely wrong. So completely wrong in the sense, I won't be aware that I'm saying something wrong. That happens because I'm concentrating on something and I try to remember, oh, I shouldn't forget that curve. No, I'll be thinking of that while I'm talking something, and I will make a mistake. Okay, now let me bring that.
சார்
Yeah.
ஒரே நிமிஷம் சார். சார் இப்போ டிரா பண்ணிருக்க டேபிள்ல ஒரு இந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லைன் இருக்குல்ல சார், ஐ மீன் அது 18 இன்ச்சஸ்க்கு நம்ம ஹைட் ஏத்தின பிறகு வர ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லைன் நீங்க கை சோ அந்த லைன் மட்டும் நீங்க கொஞ்சம் ஸ்கேல் வச்சு கரெக்டா இங்க சார் டீபாயில சார் எக்ஸாக்ட்லி சார் அந்த லைன் எந்த டைரக்ஷன்ல நீங்க இப்போ மார்க் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க மட்டும் ஸ்கேல் வச்சு காமிக்க முடியுமா?
சரி, நான் முதல்ல அந்த பிளான் எப்படி போட்டேன்றத வந்து சொல்லிடுறேன். ஓகே, so who was that?
சார் நான்
Bhuvaneshwari. Okay, Bhuvaneshwari. So when you meet Bhuvaneshwari, you can beat her up. I'm not delaying. Bhuvaneshwari delays it. Okay. Yes, somebody admit one guest. Was there somebody left? Admit one guest, admit, okay. See, when we are doing this, I'll just do this quickly, rough. Okay, so now that is the wall. Okay, that is 5 feet. That is 2.5 feet, that is 2.5 feet, that's 1.25, that's 1.25. Okay. So now what we have done is, say it was somewhere here and we came like that, okay. Now we left so much space, which is say 2.5 feet. We left for the door. That is 5, that is 6.25, slightly more. So that went like that. Okay. So now we are going to do the carpet. So that is the other wall. Okay, that wall goes there. The perspective is not perfect. I'm just doing a rough. You know how this is 2.5, right? We bring it down, and that is 2.5. Maybe slightly 2 feet, we'll say. Okay. Why? We want some space there, and the door can open out here. The door can open out here and come up to that. Okay? So that is the reason why we keep it there. Okay, that's a different story. Now, we don't want the carpet to come from here. We want how much space do we want? No, we'll have a foot mat out here. Our foot mat will be, say, 3-4 feet or 3.5 feet by 3.5 feet by 2 feet or 2. Okay, so 3.5 feet by 2.5 feet out. And we need some more space before the carpet starts. So we say approximately 4 feet from here. Okay, this is 1.25, 2.5, 3, 3/4. That would be 4, right? Suppose that falls here. Okay, so our vanishing point is somewhere here. Okay, our vanishing point is somewhere here. So that is 4 feet, right? So from there I connect it. From there I connect it. So this is 4 feet from that wall. The carpet starts at 4 feet from that wall. I want this to be, say, 2.5 feet away from here. So I say 1.25, 2.5. Okay? So I connect it from there, and that is 2.5. Now I want this to be 4 feet. Up to that it is understood? These two lines understood? Okay. So now this is 4 feet, right? That is 4 feet, and that will be 4 feet. No, that will be more, no? Here, that is 4 feet. That is 4 feet. that will be approximately 4 feet because it's coming closer, it will be 4 feet. So from here I draw a line, 4 feet, that is 4 feet, that will be 2 feet, that will be 2 feet, that's 6 feet, 6 feet. The carpet is drawn 4 feet by 6 feet. Done? Okay. So today is the 3rd of March. My God, it's already March. How many of you are in the Middle East?
சார் நீங்க டேபிள் சொல்லவே இல்லையே சார்.
Enama?
சார் நான் இருக்கேன் சார்.
You're safe, right? You and your people are safe.
அப்படிதான் நினைக்க வேண்டியதா இருக்கு சார். வீட்டுக்குள்ளார இருக்கிறது அப்படி நினைச்சுக்கலாம் சார்.
Ama, but see, philosophy, just because we are in India, just because we are in Bangalore or Chennai or someplace where the war doesn't happen, doesn't mean that we are safe. Sometimes,
correct sir. Correct.
I recently, one whole building, 3-story, recently, about 6 months, 8 months back, a 3-story building started moving out, the whole building.
எங்க சார்?
That in Bangalore.
ஆமா சார் கேள்விப்பட்டேன். கேள்விப்பட்டேன்.
Yeah, started moving out and they had to break the whole house. So, the people who believe in God and prayer and things like that say, God be with us, who can be against us? Yeah. So the only thing we can do is prayer. Okay. Now the same way. Okay. Now the same way. I want the table to be here. Okay. So I draw a line there. I draw the plan. I want the table to come here. So I draw a line there. So that much I leave space here. I draw a line there. The table's ground is drawn, which is known as a plan. We call it a plan. We call this a plan. I'll just write plan and I'll erase it later. Okay? Plan. This is known as taking it like that. Okay, I'll draw it here. That is known as elevation, elevating. Okay, we elevate the table. The ground plan is done. From there we elevate. So when we elevate, all these lines have to be parallel, right? So this is 15 inches. Yeah, 1.25 feet is 15 inches. 2.5, so slightly more. So from there I draw a line. Okay. From here I have drawn a line. And both these connect here. Okay. So from there I draw a line from the vanishing to that. And my table height is that. I connect it to this. My table height is that. I connect it to this. My table height is that. I connect this to this. That would be my table. And what I did, I just curved it out. Okay, and I put a hole here, I put a hole here. Is this understood?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So I won't erase this. We'll do this. I will continue this on the 5th and complete it. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Same way we'll go to the sofa. We'll draw one more sofa here and maybe a chair here. Maybe a cupboard here or whatever. Okay then. Thank you. Anything else that you want to ask?
சார் நாளைக்கு ஏதோ ஒரு ஒர்க் ஷாப் ஏதோ கண்டக்ட் பண்றீங்களா சார்? அது நாளைக்கு பண்ணலாமா சார்?
ஆமா கட்டாயமா. It's from 6 to online இது அனுப்பலையா?
இல்ல சார் லிங்க் எதுவும் வரல சார். ஆக்சுவலி இன்ஸ்டால பார்த்த ஆட் மட்டும் தான் சார்.
அப்படியே ஒரே நிமிஷம் ப்ளீஸ் வெயிட். Register now is what they have given. Okay, I will post this to you.
Okay, sir.
I'll post this in our group.
Okay, sir.
சார்
Where is
ஆக்சுவலி
the-
நானுமே ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணிருக்கேன் சார். இன்ஸ்டாகிராம் ஆட் பார்த்து ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணிருக்கேன். அவங்களாவே அனுப்பிச்சு விடுவாங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். நம்ம இமெயிலுக்கு ஏதாவது அனுப்புவாங்கன்னு தோணுது எனக்கு. ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணிருக்கேன்.
இன்ஸ்டால தான் சார் ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ணோம், பட் அதுக்கு கன்ஃபர்மேஷன் எதுவும் மெசேஜ் வரல சார்.
இல்ல confirmation message. நான் அந்த post அனுப்பியிருக்கேன். I've sent the poster. So they'll be there. Maybe they have their lunch now. In half an hour's time or 2 o'clock, you please call Soundarya. On this number, I think Soundarya will be there. And okay, you can register. Okay? Anything else? Okay, shall I close it?
ஓகே சார், இது மட்டும் ஒரு இமேஜ் எடுத்து இது பிக்சர்
Yes. I'll do that.
ஓகே சார், தேங்க் யூ சார்.
Okay, then thank you.
சார் ஆக்சுவலி எக்ஸ்டீரியர் நம்ம முடிச்சிட்டோம்ல சார். எக்ஸ்டீரியர் வந்து A3 நோட்ல டிரா பண்றதுக்கு எந்த இமேஜ் டிரா பண்ணலாம் சார்? நம்ம இப்ப கிளாஸ்ல டிரா பண்ணது வந்து A4ல டிரா பண்ணிட்டோம்.
சரி.
A3ல வந்து டிரா பண்றதுக்கு ஏதாவது இமேஜ் நம்மளா செலக்ட் பண்ணிக்கலாமா, இல்ல நீங்க ஏதாவது சென்ட் பண்றீங்களா சார்?
செலக்ட் பண்றதா இருந்தா பண்ணிக்கலாமா? In case all of you want me to send an image, I'll send an image. You want me to send an image?
சென்ட் பண்ணுங்க சார். A3ல வந்து நீட்டா டிரா பண்ற மாதிரி எக்ஸ்டீரியர்.
Okay, I'll send a photograph. Okay?
ஓகே சார்.
I'll send a photograph. Based on that photograph, you can do the perspective drawing. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Bye.